into our 24-hour stream, and Izzy and I have built Ragnazoo, Ragna Royal Knight Megazoo. This deck is really freaking insane. Everything just kind of works together. And literally just decimated yellow-purple. Best deck of the format? Apparently it's no problem. Well, that's good. So let's get into this abomination, this pile of cards that just works. So the babies are 4 Digimons. We are playing blue eggs for a very specific reason that we'll get into later. But we're playing Demi-Vmon specifically because our only evolving rookies in this deck are the 4 Vmons with jamming. It just helps you get draw power, right? Demi-Vmon, I guess you draw power when you swing with the Vmon, and jamming makes it safe. Only dies to a kill spell. So those are our eggs for that reason. It helps us draw power. It's just nice to see. So that's it for blue rookies.
And jamming Vmon's actually really important because yellow makes their security so big that just having jamming is crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. We're playing Sistermons in this deck. We're playing 4 Bonks. It's a blocker, draw a card on play. Play of a Royal Knight. We're playing 2 of the new Blanc Awakened from BT7. On play, if you play a Blanc underneath it, you recover 1. And then on deletion, you add a Justmon, Huckmon, or Sistermon, other than the Awakened, from trash to hand. Helps you recover resources. Yes, we are playing Justmon cards in this deck too. And it's crazy. But more on that in a bit. The last Sistermon we're playing, as we transition to level 4s here, is 1 CL. Just for the extra 2,000. It does make some super interesting magic numbers, which we'll talk about when we get there. But having the 1 CL is nice. And the memory did come up. So that's really cool to see. That's it for our Sistermon package. To conclude level 4s, we're playing 2 Grumblemon. Black Lobo. We're playing Black Tamers in this deck, so we're playing Black Lobo. This never came up, but theoretically this is just a win button to have. So we're playing
on top of that, you can use it, you can hard drop it, and then use it to evolve over, and then get into your later stacks, so it's never really a dead card even if you don't have a Tamer.
It's true. Moving right along to level 5s, we're playing 4 Megadramon, and we're playing 2 Gigadramon. We're playing 6 targets that are basically, it's treated as red, it's treated as black, and inheritable during the opponent's turn, and during your turn, plus it doesn't DP. The reason why we're playing this synergy is because if we're swinging the big checks, we'd rather have the extra plus 2,000 when attacking than just sitting on the opponent's turn. But it does play important resources. If you're playing more conservatively, Gigadramon is obviously a little more valuable at that moment in time, but otherwise Megadramon is usually the way to go because of the your turn versus opponent's turn difference. So it's good to have these. They're just cheap to play too. 6 to play is nothing. If you have a Memory Tamer and the opponent has a Memory Tamer, you're just playing it. Just passes the turn over.
Yeah, and they have to deal with it, or else it's just a big threat coming on the crackback, and either of those Digimon can evolve into a red or black Digimon, which is huge.
Absolutely. And the last level 5, Big Boss Monster Savior Huckmon here. We all know how good Savior Huckmon is. You'll never get the Wind Digivolving effect, you'll just never do that. But it's there for if you're attacking and you have a Sistermon, it does things, it unsuspends. So that's it for our 5s. Now let's look into our scary level 6 lineup. Starting with 3 Justmon. We all know Justmon is kind of OP. We all know what Justmon does. I don't think I need to talk about this. It gets kind of obnoxious in this deck because it brings back Sistermons, which have a lot of value in this deck, which you'll see in a moment. But Justmon is really good.
Justmon specifically has one really important niche in this deck. Because your opponent can rush you down, kind of, you want to be able to recover cards. So Justmon is literally just there most of the time to bring back Blanc Awakened just to recover so you're out of lethal.
Which is important. That is also important. Now we get onto the fun cards. The Ragna package. We are playing 4 Ragnaloardmon, which is the one that makes your level 7s a blocker. And having blocker in this deck is super huge. And we're also playing 1 Durandamon. The piercing actually came up at one point, but honestly, being a blocker in this deck is so much better than having piercing. Because we're playing 3 Craniummons, which make all your blockers invulnerable to destruction effects. Now, this gets into some super interesting numbers, because, If you have Craniummon, if you have a Giga or Megadramon, and you have CL, which is the reason why CL is in here, your Craniummon is now 16,000. It does not lose to Wyvern's Breath, which is a very big deal. Because that's the only way the yellow-purple deck has a way of getting over it, unless they have Shine Greymon. But being able to out Wyvern's Breath is pretty potent.
And even if they shine, the shine has to be for 4 Tamers. So it's just so much commitment, so much time. And by that time, you've out-resourced them.
Yes. And don't forget, guys, this is a Royal Knight. So if you have block on the field, all your Sistermons are blockers, and those blockers can't be destroyed by card effects. Which is very good. Very good. Especially against that stupid purple option that nobody can pronounce. That's a top-tier strategy right there. So you'd love to see it. Only level 7s we're playing are the 4 Ragnaloardmons, because this is a Ragnaloardmon deck at heart. And, you know, it's security +1 reboot. When digivolving, you can put your Bryludra or Durandamon underneath it to gain the 3 memory back, basically making it a free evolution. And of course, having a Ragnaloardmon while having a Craniummon on the field, it's a blocker, is just ridiculous, because they can't actually do anything to it. And it's just always blocking, because it always has reboot. It gets obnoxious. I've done things where you evolve this onto a Jessamon, play a Bryludramon, and it's still good to go after your Jessamon did its swings, and then it reboots, and it's just really freaking strong. It's really good. It all fits. It literally all fits, which is nice. Now that we did the Digimon, talked about the Digimon, let's talk about some other cool cards that make this pile of cards even better. Starting with the Tamers, we're playing 3 Izzy, Izumi, and 1 Tai. You'll likely never get the +1 memory with this, but rearranging your deck does come in handy. And this is actually really cool, because if you have Tai, if you have Craniummon, the Megadramon or Gigadramon, and CL, it makes Craniummon 17,000. So if they shine, now they have to shine for 5 Tamers.
Yeah.
Just the one random Tai, because it's good with Craniummon. Unfortunately, it's only on Black Digimon, so Ragnaloardmon doesn't get boosted by it, which is why it's at 1. But if you do get the 1, the extra 1,000 can come in handy for a Craniummon. So it is super kind of important to have, and Izzy is just good. Memory Tamers are good. That's it for Tamers, though. We don't want to play any other Tamers in the deck. Just the Memory Tamers are fine. We are playing for Judgment of the Blade. Your Huckmon or Royal Knight can attack an unsuspended Digimon. Craniummon can attack an unsuspended Digimon if you really wanted to. Just really good. And of course, you get in security, you play Sistermon for free, and add this to your hand. For Judgment, it's super good.
That's like the main use for it, is just your opponent hits its security, it's an extra body they don't account for, it's a recovery, it's a draw, it's a memory. And then that's just crazy in a hybrid format where your opponent just can't account for that body.
Right. Everything kind of matters. At 1 extra body can kind of win the game sometimes. So if you get Judgment and security, it's good. But it's always good to see.
And it's like Blanc Awaken and you recover 1, then you get a body and you put yourself further out of lethal.
Now, we're playing a couple black removal options. We're playing 1 Iron Fisted Onslaught, and we're playing 1 Ultimate Flare. Just to hit the different matchups that it addresses, Ultimate Flare is good at killing memory, blockers, Bokos, things of that nature. Iron Fist is really good at taking care of the big bad on the field. We're playing just 1 of each, just so we have access to each one in the deck, as they both hit different things, and we kind of want to extend our reach as much as possible. So, 1 of each.
Really like Ultimate Flare specifically for the purple matchups, so that you can de-digivolve IZZMon without triggering its effects.
Mm-hmm. That does help, for sure. So yeah, those 2 are there, and now the final 4 cards. This card. Let me tell you, Tidal Wave for 7. It's a new card in BT7 for 7 costs. You choose up to 2 Digimon cards in the Digivolution sources of one of your Digimon and play them for free. It also activates in security, which is cool. So sometimes, it happened at one point where I had a stack that was Ragnalord, Bryludra, Jessamon, and Savior Huck. And this was the stack, just like this. And we were like, okay, Tidal Wave. And we played the Jessamon and the Savior Huck for free. and it was just way too much to handle. It's very good. You're building big stacks with this. Tidal Wave gives you the extra bodies, and as long as Ragnaloard keeps the blocker piece underneath it, the other two bodies are just super valuable because Jesmon's just aggressive, and having Savior for another level 6 evolution later is just really good. Tidal Wave's broken, man.
Yeah, Tidal Wave's actually broken. And you don't mind the 7 costs because if you have a Memory Tamer and they have a Memory Tamer, you get 2 free bodies, 2 free huge bodies. Put them to 4. So, like, who cares, right? It can be, like, Craniummon plus a red piece. It could be, like, Jesmon plus Savior, Craniummon plus, like, the black piece, and then you just get to build, like, another Jesmon. Then your Jesmon swings, you get a body, then you Digivolve your Savior into whatever. Then, like, so a cool thing you can do, once you Tidal Wave on your turn, when you get back to 3, you can Jesmon swing, call body, Digivolve your Savior into, like, another Jess or, like, a Craniummon. If you brought back, like, CL, right? Go to 4, Digivolve to Craniummon, go to 0, swing at security with the Crani for 14, and then restand so that you still have the blocker.
It's crazy. Absolutely
Like,
insane.
A bunch of cool combos.
At its heart, this deck is a combo deck. It's about adjusting your pieces so that you're controlling the board with impenetrable blockers, and then you're just arranging your pieces so that you can just kill your opponent. Make such a big, scary board that they can't answer it. That's the point. It kind of would struggle against Blue Hybrid, but against everything else, the deck seems really freaking good.
Yeah, and so the theory, the background for the deck was, we wanted to build a Ragna deck. I was like, well, why are we gonna play Red Ragna or like Black Ragna, right? Because Red Ragna might as well be Jesmon, because Jesmon just does it better. Black Ragna might as well be like X Antibody or any Black Tower deck. So let's just try to make the best cards of Ragna, like the Prelude, the Duranda, and the Ragnaloardmon, work with like the best cards that they can tower into. Jesmon being like the best red cards they could tower into, and Crani being the best black cards they can tower into. And with the MEGAZOO and GIGAZOO, you add those synergies, as well as the Systemons having synergy between Crani and Jesmon, and then Tidal Wave really bringing it all together. So you found your idea, you made your engine, and then you found the extenders to make your engine work. You know? And then add your defensive options to deal with the cards you can't really deal with. So.
And that's BT7 Ragnaloardmon. Yep, good deck.
Yeah.
Try it out. Honestly, give it a shot. The deck is really, really fun. Do recommend.
I might play this one day, actually.
Let's go.